You're tuned into a QNA Network podcast. Bold voices, real stories, no fluff. It's showtime.
I'm Victoria.
And I'm Baylee.
Think of us as your funny friends who love to tell scary stories.
So grab your iced coffees.
And lock your doors.
Some girls talk makeup.
We talk murder. This is Dead Serious.
But we're not.
Today we're going to deep dive into one of the most infamous stories in American history and one of my favorite spooky stories for all of October. It's like my favorite. I love the movies. I love the articles. I love everything about it.
Ooh, what is it?
It's the Salem Witch Trials. This is more than just a story about witches. This is a story about fear, faith, and what can happen to a community whenever they let panic take over. Over 300 years later, Salem still fascinates us because it's a warning, a reminder of how fragile justice can be when fear runs the show. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's take a trip back to 1692. So it's winter in Salem Village, Massachusetts. The year is 1692. The people here are Puritans. They see the world as a constant battle between God and the devil, which is, we can see like parallels in that
it's
right
like
now.
History's repeating itself.
It's so crazy. Witch trials are happening. So it's a stressful time. There are tensions with Native American tribes. The colony is still recovering from war, and there's conflict inside the village itself. Disputes over land, church, politics, and leadership. In the middle of all this, two young girls, 9-year-old Betty Paris, or Paris, I don't really know. Paris, it was said two different ways. The daughter of the village minister, and her cousin, 11-year-old Abigail Williams, they're little assholes, start acting strangely. They have fits, scream, and saying they're being pinched and pricked by invisible forces. Like,
How old are they?
9 and 11. To think that that's what caused
This to start?
all of this. And
Right.
it's like, just, I just think of, Kai is about to be 9. No.
He's playing pranks.
Yeah, literally. And they, like, if his pranks
Right.
got people killed, which, oh my God, I have to just say, Kai actually recently played a prank and it almost got him killed because I was going to freak out. This past weekend, he and his cousin, Crew, shout out, they decided to hide from us because he wanted to spend the night. And so for over 20 minutes, they were gone.
Disappeared.
Gone. So we're freaking out, checking the pond behind his father's house, checking the pond, freaking out. And then I'm freaking out because there's a crazy on the loose. If you know, you know. And so I'm thinking they went in the front yard and Crazy done picked him up and is like going to kill him. That's what I thought. And so I'm yelling at his father and I'm like, it's your fault. The crazy person's on the loose and she's going to kill him. And he was like, you're insane. Calm down. Let's find them. And then 20 minutes later, which felt like forever, like literally someone came and grabbed Jenner from me and was like, let me hold him. You look for, that's how it got pretty crazy. And finally we find them in a cabinet underneath the sink. And they're like, we got y'all. I've never wanted to be my Southern father so bad in my life. I started freaking out. But anyway, that's the age group.
Right.
And the mindset that these little girls and that they base the entire trials on. Like that's crazy to think about.
No. But even back then, 1692, how can they not know the difference between them just playing jokes or them just saying whatever they pull it out their ass,
just being assholes
and being like, you know what, we're actually going to start a whole trial about this. And
because they're actually insane. We'll get into like the theories of what people think happened. I think they were all just on a fucking trip. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think they ate some mold is what I'm saying.
Just imagine like back then explaining like, I'm a Virgo rising.
Oh my God.
She admitted it. She admitted it. Burn her.
Witch. That would be crazy. Oh my God. Also, how would you know? Think about that.
Yeah.
Native Americans had that figured out, I think. They're really good at this. But yeah, so that's what we're working with. Children started all of this, just hindsight. Okay. So after they were claiming all this, a local doctor started examining them, finds no physical explanation, of course. And his conclusion was they must be bewitched.
Obviously.
So
It's really irrational.
Can we just talk about how that probably influenced the girls to then say, go on and do, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. And just like that.
Could be an attention thing too.
No, exactly. Like, I mean, I've done it. You know, I'm a Leo. And I mean, we need to get these girls right, like their sun signs ASAP, because I probably would have started the Salem Witch Trials if we're thinking about it. Thinking about 9 or 11-year-old Tori. Yeah. You mean everybody in town wants to know what's going on with me?
Right.
Well, that bitch just bewitched me. Right. Who needs an autograph? But yeah, just like that, the Salem Witch Trials begins. And still, like, I can't even get over, that's crazy. So fuck that doctor and those girls. But anyway, okay. So under pressure, they were like being pressured. So we've been ragging on the girls, but they were truly being pressured to name who bewitched them, because Puritans had this weird belief that they thought, like, you know, witches like came in the night and like truly like announced themselves, which, like, I'm Catholic. I don't think that the devil would do that. I don't think he would announce himself personally. Just my opinion. It's my opinion. But anyway, so the girls accused then 3 women. And one was Sarah Good, and she was a poor woman who was often seen begging. And I don't know why that makes me so sad. Like, leave her alone.
Yeah,
leave the poor woman alone. She's already going through enough. Anyway, because I don't know, how would you beg in a village like that? I feel like nobody had anything.
I think she was like standing on a corner with a sign. Anything helps.
Oh God, no! With like a fucking North Face backpack that some people have. I'm not being insensitive. Yeah. I'm just saying. Okay, and then Sarah Osborne, who was an older woman who hadn't attended church, so like
obviously a witch.
Like, girl, whatever. And then this one really gets me. Tituba, an enslaved woman from the Caribbean, but she was owned by Reverend Paris priest, whatever. So yeah. Was like literally their family slave. And it's like, leave her alone. Like, you hear Tituba a lot. And I didn't know that she was one of the people that was accused. Like, girl, goodbye. Anyway, immediately, because we have to believe these children, they all 3 were arrested and accused. And then trials started happening.
Some girl was just over there minding her business, you know, reading her crystals, and boom, suddenly on trial.
Yeah, literally. And so Tituba, under a lot of pressure, because she was like really pressured.
Right.
And she, under threat, confesses to being a witch. And then says there are definitely more hiding in Salem. So, but you got to think, like,
she was probably trying to get the attention off of just herself too.
Exactly. Like, she was thinking, if I accuse these women or I give this information up, then, you know, they'll leave me alone, or they'll like spare me. But they don't spare anybody in these trials, which is crazy. Like, just like what I'm gonna jump forward. Over 200 people were accused. And this is only like a year and 3 months time span, which is crazy if you think about 200 people. And also, these villages were so small. There were not that many people. Right. They were dying off left and right from like a sniffle. You know what I mean? Like, literally the whole town. Then y'all all need to just off yourself like Roanoke. Because if you don't know what Roanoke is, anyway, it's a lost colony and nobody lived, they don't think. But anyway, so yeah.
Shout out AHS.
Pretty much. Oh my God, that's where I first heard about it. And I didn't know it was real. It's crazy. Sorry. We're like rolling. I love it. But okay, yes. So Tituba, under threat, confesses to being a witch and saying that there are way more like her. So that confession kind of like spiraled it. Like, it keeps like these little events happen, but it keeps blowing it up even more. So Tituba, my girl, it sucks that you were under threat. I hate that you said there were more, because they sure as hell started to try to find them. So
I don't think she could have known what was happening, though.
Exactly. It's crazy. Like, also, Tituba, my girl, like, you famous now.
Right.
Like, I mean, I guess
the witch of all witches.
Plot too.
Yeah.
I would probably do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am those little girls.
I am Tituba, actually.
Oh my God. So anyway, once the first arrests were made, accusations like started spreading like crazy. So I don't know if I wrote this down or not, but really a lot of the people that were getting accused, like, if I accused you, I wanted your land. Your land was like bomb.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted your house. Like, so I'd be like,
that makes sense.
Baylee was a little weird the other day.
She is a witch.
I'm just saying, this black cat ran up right next to her and rubbed on her leg.
Weird.
witch. You know what I mean? But so yeah, many girls were claiming that they were afflicted. People started accusing people started accusing neighbors, rivals, even family members, which real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have family members.
I mean, I'd put a few up.
I love my family members, but if you had something I want,
I'm gonna say you're a witch. And
she is a witch, and also she has something I want. Can you get it from her? And I'll hold it as evidence. Because back then they didn't have like evidence rooms like what they have now. So I'll take it. But anyway, so like I said, over 200 people were eventually accused of witchcraft, and the colony set up a special court. Like literally, it wasn't like it's separate from like the regular court. And this court was called the Court of Oyer and Terminer. I think I'm saying it wrong. Probably saying it wrong, but you got to think they have like that old English accent. So anyway, definitely couldn't say Oya and Terminer to hear these cases. And the shocking part was much of the evidence that was used we now call spectral evidence. And that's like a no-no, because spectral evidence is kind of like, I could say straight up, be on the witness stand and be like, no, I saw the cat rub on her leg. Yeah. And they'd be like, witch. You know what I mean? Like that was all the evidence they needed.
That's literally insane, because nowadays they have to have so much more evidence than just, hearsay.
Yeah. There are people that are walking free because they haven't like found a body or the weapon.
Right. Even if someone saw them do it, well, that's just...
Yeah, witness statements.
Right.
Sketchy.
Okay.
No.
They could help, but they definitely...
It was straight up weird spectral evidence. I'm so glad we don't do that anymore. Yeah. Because it has been outlawed. I think that's what you say.
Right.
Outlawed.
Praise the witches. Thank you.
Praise the witches. Okay. Thank you so much for taking one for the team. Okay. So that, like I said, that meant that someone could say, I saw your spirit hurting me in a dream, and that counted as testimony.
A dream is crazy.
Yeah, a dream.
I have the craziest dreams.
I have wild dreams. But might I add, they're typically true. So I guess.
Yeah, they do come true.
Fair enough. I got that spectral evidence in my head.
Especially being pregnant. My dreams lately have been so vivid. I wake up like, oh my gosh. Wake up like mad? I think I'm mad 99% of the time lately. My poor husband.
Oh my God. No, I literally, so there were 2 past relationships where I dreamed without any prior evidence. Like one dream, like she'll know that I'm talking about her, my ex, and she went on a trip with her sister. And I had a dream that night that they were getting with bitches. And sure enough, she called me crying like a week later. And she's like, my guilt is eating me alive.
You're
and I was like,
witch.
Witch. But, and then the second time, no, I'd never seen this person and my ex in a room together, right? Never had seen them in a room together. Sure enough, I have these crazy dreams, and they were getting more and more vivid. It was bizarre. And I brought it up to both of them because one was my best friend. And then one was said ex, or not my best friend, but she was like one of my really good friends. And sure enough.
So obviously.
I found out, that was literally happening on the day I had those dreams.
Well, they do say that dreams are like kind of like your biggest fears that possibly live like in your unconscious. And whenever you dream, like you kind of like almost manifest your dream in a way. So, and if you told them about it, then...
No, I told them after.
Oh, after.
After the fact. Okay. I had zero... I would never think that it would be them because truthfully, like he said, like she was with somebody else that he knew. And he said, of course, the tale as old as time whenever boys are talking about a girl in a negative light, please understand that they are sleeping with them. Like that's so... It happens. That is like, it's weird. But anyway, that happened. Yeah, but anyway, witch... I'm telling you. Okay. So you can obviously imagine how easy it was for like innocent people to get convicted because with the spectral evidence, you could just say that you saw them in a dream. It spread mass hysteria. It was crazy. So we're going to talk about, obviously I'm not going to talk about all 200 people that were accused, but there were more people that died that I'm not going to talk about, but we're going to talk about like the main players, I guess. So the first one to be executed, very first, was Bridget Bishop. She was accused of dressing too colorfully and running a tavern that encouraged dancing. So red eye would be done. Like red eye on Wednesday night.
All the witches are there.
Bridget Bishop is haunting red eye. Okay. A big no-no for Puritans, obviously. Dancing was disgusting. Like, you're a whore, is what they said. Bridget, whore! She was hanged in June 1692. Like, I can't imagine dying by that. No. Especially with people watching. I feel like, no, I need to be at least in private. I don't know.
Private hanging.
Oh my, I don't know. Can we like do this in the basement? I'm like so embarrassed. I don't know if I
watch me.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm like, you know, I'm like coming from so a Leo, but I'm coming from being in a cell for God knows how long. I'm stressed. My hair's not done. Yeah. I don't want to be up there. They're gonna make fun of me. That? They're gonna make fun of me. Do y'all have like Virgo Beauty that y'all can get my makeup done real quick? Plug ad. Okay. So then one of the first accused, and she also passed. I say passed. She was killed. Sarah Good. She never confessed. Even at the gallows, she was like, period. That's like a bad bitch.
I'm pretty sure that one of them, I went to Salem, so I went through the whole thing. I mean, it was a few years ago now, and my memory is shit.
Right.
But I do remember that. I do remember that one of them, that they stoned them.
Yes.
Did you?
Like, well, they put it on him, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. Yes. And basically they were like, we're going to keep doing this until you confess.
Oh my God.
And she was like, I'm not confessing. And I think that whoever this was like the wife of the pastor.
No, I'm thinking, wait, let me see. I think it was, hold on, I'm trying to like go in my notes. Wait, it was Giles Corby. Mm-hmm. It was a guy.
Oh, it was a guy that was this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously they kept putting more and more stones on him, and he was like, I'm not confessing to my wife doing this because she didn't do it. Like, I think they were like, God. Since she can't, like, we're putting you up or something. Oh my I could be totally wrong with this, but I feel like my memory remembers that. And I was like, whoa. And he would never confess.
Oh my God.
He never confessed. So yeah.
I feel like those are so admirable. I probably wouldn't be admirable.
He might have confessed.
He didn't. He kept saying more weight.
Yeah. Yes.
Like keep adding that, which is badass, but right. I wouldn't be that. I wouldn't be that. I would actually start accusing
me for information that you want me to tell you, because I will tell you everything you want to hear.
You could show me the rock that you're about to put on me. The first one, I'd be like, nope. Yep. What do you want to know? Like, I will tell you. I'm so
I think they had a really sick child, and he was like, she needs to be there for the child. Like, I think that's why he did it. So, I don't know. You know, a lot of people do some crazy shit for their kids.
I mean, okay, if my child was involved, I would for sure...
I think it was something like that.
It was just me.
I wish it was like more current that I went so I could remember better. But I remembered that stuck in my head.
Oh my God. I want to, and also real quick, make this podcast successful, because we want to go to Salem and we will film the entire thing and possibly get Greg and Alyssa, and we can go and film it and vlog it and maybe do a podcast amazing. There.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So next year, y'all got to keep riding with us. And then the third one we're going to talk about is a 71-year-old grandmother known as a deeply pious woman. So like just an angel. Her arrest actually shocked the whole village. Like a lot of people did be like, they're like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about?
It's not her.
Exactly. Like she was so well respected.
To be one. Yeah.
Like poor, and I would be like, I'm the one they didn't expect. Like they are all fighting for me. Like, oh my God, hair flip.
You're making this about you right now.
I know. I'm like imagining myself as every single, like I say character, but they're not characters. This really happened, and it's so horrible.
Life, but
if we don't laugh, we'll cry. You know, all that jazz.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy. I mean, I'd be so. But I guarantee you, if I was in this village as who I am, that, but also everyone would accuse me. Like nobody would speak up. They'd be like, yeah, that's a witch. Yeah, I would definitely not be taken up for it. And that's okay. It's fine. So everybody thought that her conviction would never happen, obviously, but she was still hanged in July of 1692. I almost did it again in 1962. But yeah, anyway, dyslexia. All right. The next one, it's another guy. The next three will be guys, which is kind of shocking because I don't know. I feel like even especially back then, they were so sexist, and women have just notoriously always been the witches. Right. But no, they got some warlocks up in here. So, all right, I don't know, Harry Potter. So George Burroughs.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry. And that was not a good thing. It wasn't like a Hogwarts letter whenever you got your letter that you were going to be hanged.
Yeah.
But anyway, one second. Also, fun fact, I had no idea that Harvard was around back then. It makes me want to go because they're so deeply rooted into our society. But I cannot go to Harvard for obvious reasons. But so he was a Harvard educated minister. So I guess they had that. They had ministry school in Harvard. And he also used to serve Salem as their minister, which is bonkers that they were like, witch, you know? So at his hanging, he shocked the crowd by flawlessly reciting the Lord's Prayer, which by their standard, this is the crazy thing. Salem didn't give a shit. Like, they would have these certain standards and they'd be like, if you can do this or if you can't do that, you're a witch or you're not. Yeah. And they didn't give a shit whenever someone would like meet those standards. They were like, anyways, well, we're already here. You know what I mean? We might as well.
We're doing this for the people.
Yeah. We might as well kill you. Like, all these people have been out since 5 a.m. You know, like they're waiting to see this, whatever. So that was obviously something witches weren't believed to be do. Like, what?
Believed to be do.
That was something that witches, they thought they couldn't do. Whatever. I'm not going to be proper anymore. Okay. Okay. So something that they were incapable of doing. Okay. By Salem standards. They were incapable. It's a big word. This is where they started to doubt. They were like, oh, we fucked up. And I mean, y'all just are figuring that out, which is crazy. Like, they killed a minister. They killed it. Like, I'm Catholic.
Right.
They killed a priest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they were probably trying to make a, like, example out of him.
You're going to learn
But
today.
for what, at what cost?
I'd be very scared to die, especially now, because you killed a minister. You're going to hell. Sorry. Shocker.
Maybe
but
they were the witches, you know?
Huh?
Maybe they were the witches.
Maybe. Yeah. They say that. That's like some things that go around that like those people, but also like I think they were all tripping.
Yeah.
Like actually.
Tripping balls.
They ate some mold is what I think. But this one, okay, I had a cat named Proctor. She ran away. But the next one is John Proctor. I named her this because she was like that tortoiseshell. So she had like orange and black and she was all like cutesy. Miss you, girl.
Did you call her tortoiseshell?
That was what she was. Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's what it's called.
I thought it was called calico.
No, that's one.
Oh, there's another
There's
one?
calico and then there's tortie. Okay, the short thing is tortie, but it's like, I don't know if it's tortoiseshell. Cute. But I'm not a vet.
You had another cat, a black one named Bellatrix.
No, Lagini. I said Lagini. What the fuck?
You didn't have a Bellatrix? Yes, you did. You hated her.
I did hate her.
Yeah.
She did run away.
Little black one, yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. I'm sure they're fine. They're fine. Okay. Okay. So John Proctor, he was a farmer who openly criticized the trials. Like, he was very vocal about like, y'all are fucking stupid. That's how he felt, which, I mean, real. But maybe don't do that. But he would always call the liars, like the accusers, liars. And then, well, eventually he was accused himself. His wife was pregnant at the time, so her execution was delayed because they were also going after her.
We will wait.
They're going to let you have your baby, which sounds counterproductive. If you think that she's a witch, obviously it's in her blood. The baby would, you know what I mean? Like, they just don't make sense.
Right.
Everything's bonkers.
No logic here.
Oh my God. Just like, they're doing this for fun at this point. It's for the plot. But John was hanged. And his courage inspired, which is one of my, I'm such a nerd, especially with Salem Witch Trials. So it inspired The Crucible, which I watched in like junior year English. And I loved it to the point where I made my mom buy it. And I watched it even more because I hyperfixated.
I feel like I had to watch that also in high school.
It's so good.
I don't remember.
I love it.
My memory sucks, but I feel like we did have to watch it.
Movie. And I think, Oh, it's a play originally. That was something I didn't remember. But, and then the last one, the sweet man, Giles Corey. He was perhaps the most dramatic of all. Like, you learned about him and whenever you went. Giles refused to enter a plea because he knew that if he was convicted, his property would be taken and his children disinherited. So frickin' sad. So he stayed silent. The court ordered him to be pressed with heavy stones until he either confessed or died. And according to the legend, his last words were, "More weight," which bad ass. More weight, more weight, more weight. What a baddie. But in total, 19 people were actually killed, like hanged. And then one man pressed to death. So 20 people and at least 4 others died in prison.
Wow.
Which I know out of like 200, it doesn't feel like that much. But I feel like that's a lot.
A lot of people.
Within a year, especially whenever y'all don't have like that many people to spare. I feel like that's crazy. Like, you're all supposed to be starting a colony. Let's worry about the devil later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's keep producing some children and maybe getting through a fucking winter. You know what I mean? I mean, they get through winter, and that's whenever the Salem Witch Trials started, and then you just got killed.
Right.
That's got to be fucking annoying.
I can't even, I'm like, I'd say I can't even imagine living in that time frame.
I feel like it'd be fun. I would say.
No, not if you were all the witches.
Yeah, maybe not. I think for Abigail Williams, that 11-year-old, it probably was fun.
Like, yeah. Fuck
I don't
them
know.
kids. That's how that started.
Oh my God, she said fuck them adults.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So after, a while, like a year and 3 months, the hysteria started to kind of fizzle out. People kind of got over them fucking selves. Oh, the governor's own wife. That's a note that I have in here. She was even accused. And that was enough for the governor. Because, of course, at that point, he's like, no, we got to put a fucking end to this. That was Governor Phillip. So that's how it kind of went away. He disbanded the special court, the Oyer and Tur, whatever. Banned the use of spectral evidence. Hell yeah. Thank you, Governor Phillips. And eventually pardoned many of the remaining accused that didn't die in prison. So the ones that were still in prison, he pardoned them. Thank God. But for many, as we know, it was too late and the damage was clearly already done. So these are now like the theories of why people think it happened. So historians have debated for centuries why the Salem Witch Trials happened. Here are the main theories. One was mass hysteria, which I think is pretty good theory. The most popular theory, stress, fear, and group psychology may have caused the afflicted girls' strange behavior. Or they were just playing a prank. And that just started, imagine those little shits. Oh my God. Little shits. Okay. Ergo poisoning. I think that's how you say it. I could be totally wrong. But some scientists suggest that the rye bread may have been contaminated with a fungus. And that causes hallucinations, convulsions, all that. If that's the case, I feel bad for the girls because they were just having a real bad trip.
Yeah.
But still, that's the one that I think is the most convincing just because of like the standards of the food back then. I could definitely, and they had to like make it last. And if you think you have like a loaf of bread and we have like additives, so ours stays good way longer than like an actual, I don't know. I'm not a food scientist, but I feel like that one's the best. Okay. Political and social tensions. Ding, 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 ding. That's repeating itself. There were deep feuds in Salem, and accusations may have been a way to settle old scores and grab land. I kind of feel like it's a mix of everything, but I still have one more. Religious belief. The Puritan worldview saw the devil as an active force in the world. Fear of damnation was very real and very powerful. I don't really think it's that much of like number 4. I think it's a mix of 1, 2, and 3. Maybe a couple were 4, but truly I think it's like mass hysteria, some poisoning, and then wanting some land. That's just my opinion.
Or they were just bored.
Yeah, boredom is another good point because what did you do back then? You know what I mean? You made bread and it might have gotten moldy and then you were bored and tripping balls. That might be the best.
I just would love to know like all these 200 people that they accused, like what they did to get the conviction, like
oh my God. Oh, it was like a crazy trial.
Things, right?
Like you barely could even speak for yourself. Anybody could come forward and be like, no, I saw them in the woods. Her. That was a lot of it. Like, I saw her in the woods. She was dancing. She was this. She was that. Like, girl, shut up. Right. You know what I mean? I'd be so mad. I would be hanged immediately. I'd be like, no, shut the hell up. I'm not a witch. And they'd be like, witch.
Yeah. It's like nowadays, like 2025, you tell people like, I'm manifesting.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, beautiful. I love that for you. No, back then they were like, hand over your broomstick.
You weren't allowed to say that.
Right.
Oh my God. It's crazy. Hand over your broomstick. No. And I would say no, just because I probably wouldn't even be thinking about it. I'd be like, I don't want to give you my things. And they'd be like, see, she doesn't want to give her broomstick away.
Right.
Witch. Okay. Okay. So after the trials, many jurors and accusers did apologize. Not good enough.
Apology?
An apology?
Okay.
Get under those stones, Stephen. Like, what the fuck?
Eye for an eye.
In 1711, the Massachusetts legislature cleared many of the victims' names and offered restitution to their families. So people that, came after them got some monies, maybe some land.
It's just like, what did all this like? You just have to wonder.
And this isn't the first or really the last witch trials. It's just the most famous one. There were tons happening in Europe at the time. There were some happening all over little specks of America, but these were, I guess, seen as the worst. So that'd be fun to cover the other ones.
It was the worst, and it was only happening for 1 year and 3 months.
What's crazy about it. 200 people in a colony. Like, we think about, that wouldn't be nothing to like Hammond or Chalmette, but these are like little colonies. So think of like a couple streets in Chalmette.
It still would be, even for Chalmette, it would be a lot.
Yeah.
We hear one thing about one person around Chalmette, it's going around like wildfire.
That is a fact. Oh my God. There would be so many witches.
200 people all doing it. They like, damn, work. That's for real.
Oh my God.
Must be true.
That is so very
Hang
true.
them.
I lived in Chalmette for 2 years?
Yeah.
It is very much a witch trial every day. On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday, a witch trial.
Tuesday evening after coffee.
Witch. Oh my God. But so they gave restitution to the families. And incredibly, the last accused witch, Elizabeth Johnson Jr., which is weird to hear Junior. It's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm going to name my daughter Victoria Jr.
I was about to say, I think you would do that.
Fuck it. So she was not officially exonerated until 2022.
Wow.
That's wild. More than 300 years later.
After she's dead.
Yeah, like y'all needed that much fucking research?
Okay. I mean, she might be doing some witchcraft from the other side then for people to still be thinking about her 300 years later.
The next time you hear about Salem, remember, it's not just spooky history. It's a story about real people, real tragedy, and how quickly a community can lose its way.